I feel like sometimes Saturdays are the hardest days to get through. There's an hour less in the day, my work day, not just a normal day. There's not 23 hours, don't freak out. It's normally a 9-hour work day, except on Saturdays, it's 8 hours. But what I've discovered over the last couple of months is, man, it seems like it drags a little bit more, or, it goes pretty quick, but there'll be a period where I feel like I'm gonna pass out because, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's all the alcohol and drugs. Not really, guys. Anyways, do I look completely trashed right now? Cool. Anyways, guys, it's 1:19. It is 11/22/2025 when I'm making this. It is Saturday, as we've discussed. This is part 2 of Can You Wear a Thin Chain Solitaire? I am not wearing a solitaire, obviously. So I'm going to tuck in this guy here. And so the video I think is uploading right now, it's going to probably be a 3-part video, guys, because I want to kind of show you, if you buy this small chain, can you wear it as a solo chain? Is it going to give you what you want? First of all, the answer is, if you're comfortable with anything, or if you like something, then that's the end of the story. On the thinner chains, if you tuck them in, or shorter chains, if you're not going to wear them on the outside, moot point, nobody cares, the end of story, right? So, because of course you can wear that. That's brilliant. It looks great to me. You have just a, little bit of gold up there on your neck. So, yesterday, what I did is I was going to show you guys this solitaire and a t-shirt. And I thought, man, that's just too easy. It's going to look the best it's going to look because it's on a t-shirt. It's going to lay flat. There's no collar. There's none of this hoodie stuff. So I did a video yesterday wearing a white t-shirt and a hooded t-shirt, because that's what I wear a lot of. And I kind of showed you what the chain would look like solitaire. No pendant or anything, guys. I wanted to wear that today. I like kind of wearing pendants on Saturday. So I kind of showed you what that looked like. To me, it looks amazing. So again, if you're gonna just have it tucked in all the time, or you don't care if it's out or in, absolutely, guys. This is a 2mm. This is a heavy cable link. So if you're, sometimes on the ropes, people get a little afraid because the thinner they are, the easier they are to snap. Rope chains are just a little wire. So I wore this yesterday, and I wanted you guys to kind of see, and I can just throw that to the back to kind of get the same setup. This is it. This is what it would look like. And I went back 5 feet, which I'll do right now. And I believe with the white shirt, so gold looks good on all of them, but the higher purities look really good on white because it's darker. The gold's darker. It's not as bright yellow, so therefore it really pops. But this is what I wanted to do. Instead of just go ahead and, I had talked about doing a 2-part, and so I was going to do that hooded t-shirt, and then I was going to put it in a regular shirt, a black shirt. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a 3-part video. I'm going to show you what because I am 6'3", guys, I'm 230 pounds, okay? This is a 22-inch chain. This would be like a 20-inch on some people. 24 hits me here, 26 hits me here. So if you are expecting to buy this chain, to wear this hoodie, something like this, and have it look like this at all time, you're going to be disappointed, because as you move, it's going to get caught, and probably throughout the day, it's going to try to go back in. So it's just, even guys, like I've talked about lighter chains, thinner chains, when you 2-chain them, that it will actually, the weight will hold them down a little bit better. But even then, throughout the day, it's going to go back up. Honestly, if this would stay like this, guys, this would this looks good to me. It's just a little bit of gold. It's beautiful. Not trying too hard. And what I mean by that is trying too hard. A lot of times people will message me asking me what they want. And does that make any sense? So they'll be like, man, this, or, should I get this or should I get that? So this is the only way that I know. So if you're somebody that's in a cold climate and you're wearing a thinner chain and you want it to look like this and you're wearing a hoodie, guys, it's not gonna happen. So if you put this on with a t-shirt and you've got a nice tight neck around it or whatever, it's not going to obviously be able to go up anywhere, right? So what are my suggestions? Would my suggestion be this? Absolutely, guys. If you're only getting one chain and this is what you can afford or that's what you like, get it and throw it on and pull it out like this. And if it, while you're sitting around, it's not going to do much. So if you're at a school or at work and you have a lot of office jobs, pull it out and just have it there. Now, if you get up and you're active and you're bending and you're lifting and doing stuff like that, it's going to move all over the place. So again, if you guys like tucking your chains, it's a moot point, doesn't matter. But if you want the chain on the outside, you're somebody who's worried about presence, what something looks like, how much you can see of it. Again, guys, that's a 2mm heavy cable link. And everything does look bigger on camera, but it is what it is. You're really just kind of getting what that looks like here. So see, here is 3 feet away, okay? Your arm length, that's usually 3 feet. It's called a king's foot. So what my suggestion would be is get that chain, and maybe you love it and stuff, but maybe find a pendant that you like, guys. And that's where this comes in. So can it be worn as a solitaire? Absolutely, abso-positively. And by solitaire, I mean with not just a single chain with a pendant. I mean no pendant, just a chain. Just Han Solo here. Now, whenever you wear this, I like having it on the outside of my hoodie. I know that through experience, it's not going to stay there, or it's not going to look like this after me moving around. So that's where you might want to buy a pendant, okay? Because say you're somebody who wears t-shirts most of the time, that small chain's gonna look really good on you. Even the hooded t-shirts, okay? Might be okay. But if you guys are wanting to put on a hoodie, there's a chance that's gonna go flying away and your chain's not gonna be sticking out. Now, look how much longer this looks. It pulls it down to a 24-inch. And that's not gonna go anywhere, right? Now remember, you always wanna have a chain that weighs a little bit more than your pendant. You don't want a 10-gram pendant on a 5-gram chain. 5-gram chain, you're gonna snap that, guys. After a while, it's probably gonna pull your O-ring or your lobster clasp just a little bit apart, and you're gonna lose your stuff. But the thinner chains, guys, I like the large ones. I mean, who doesn't want a 10 or 9mm Cuban, 7mm Cuban? Who doesn't want a 6 or 7mm rope, at 26 inches, which would hang to here? However, just going everywhere, whether it's a shoddy situation or to church, around family and everything else, no one is going to think, my God, look at the chain on that guy. Now that's another problem. Do not care what people think. That's going to cost you more money. Stop trying to be, the world's full of everybody's and all sorts of people, and the saying is, in a world where you can be anything, be yourself, right? Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken, those kind of things. So if you want a chain, and guys, you're just like, man, I want a chain, and I don't want anything big. I just want to put on a gold chain and wear it around, or a silver chain, or any kind of thing like that, and just wear it around, but I don't want anything real big or real thick. That's not what she said. Then you would want to go with something like this, and there's nothing wrong with it. I absolutely love it. My favorite chain is my 3.5mm baby curb. Okay, and I love it. I would, that's my chain. If you're gonna have one necklace, that should be it. And there's Ricky, and I've talked about him. He's lost a lot of weight and stuff, and he talked about how You know, the chains look different on him and things. He also said something, and a lot of you guys relate, when you get more than one chain, say you have 3 of them, and your plan is, you know what, if I feel like wearing a rope today, I'm gonna wear a rope. If I feel like wearing my Cuban today, I'm gonna wear my Cuban. You know, if I have the small one here, I'm gonna wear it like this. And then some of us, myself included, will get them and we freak out because we feel like we wanna wear all 3 of them. My problem is I have neck issues and, you know, nerve issues. So I don't really want to just have my 3.5 millimeter on and tuck it in because I want to wear something else that day. Because that's 30 grams that I've got around my neck still that's there. And I want to wear it because I want it to always be a part of me. But then you've got, you know, say you put on a 7 millimeter, a 5.5 millimeter baby curb, Jacoje curb, whatever, you know, and that's just a solitaire you want to wear for the day. Well, if I have it on, and sometimes if I have, you know, 22 karat and I'm wearing something in 18, I really want to have that higher, it messes with me. So it was just great to be able to find a chain in that baby curb that is everything that I want. It's beautiful, it's high purity, it's shiny, it doesn't kink much. I mean, once every while, you know, you'll see something and you just do that, but it's not like a daily thing, guys. It's very rare. I absolutely love that chain. So, you know, yes, it's cool to mix and match and do all that stuff. However, I like just being like, you know, like Mookie Betts, you know, you say you look at him and you just know that the Figaro is Mookie Betts, right? So I really like doing the 2-chain thing, guys. I like the baby curb, and I've been wearing it with this, but I'll tell you what, even if I just wore the baby curb, I would be okay with it. And that's kind of what these videos were all about, and then getting chains and then seeing how I really felt. And then it's like, you know what? I feel so much at peace with this one chain that it's like, find what you like, guys. But my recommendation on anything thinner would be get a pendant for it. Have somebody pull in and pull out. Would be get a pendant for it, for sure. If you like pendants, because not only, you know, and it doesn't have, you know, buy a gold chain and then maybe, you know, I understand, I know Braden says, you know, he hates when he sees people spend a lot of money on a chain and not the pendant. Guys, it'll come, okay? So I mean, you can have multiple pendants. So maybe you buy a nice chain and maybe you buy a cheaper pendant until you get the money to buy the pendant that you want. But there's nothing wrong with putting something to me, there's nothing wrong with putting anything on a chain. I don't care. If I want to put something paper or aluminum on here, I'm going to do it. I don't care, guys. It's holding my pendant, and that's what I have it held with. There ain't no shame in that. I don't care what it is. But you can definitely rock the smaller chains, and guys, if it gets thinner, again, this is 2 millimeter. I have a 1 millimeter Franco. It's thin. You know, it would literally be a line, if you guys have seen it before, maybe. So maybe that's a little too thin. But again, if you're just wanting some gold on and every once in a while someone to see a little flash of light, get what you want to get. But, you know, and like I said, you know, you can, for buying a big chain, you can almost buy a small chain and a pendant, and then, you know, just wear your small chain solitaire. Say you want to just, you know, sleep in it all the time, or wear it. Maybe you only want to wear the cross on Sundays, guys. Maybe you want to, you know, maybe that most of the time in the climate you're in, you wear, you know, it's t-shirt weather and stuff, but it rains every once in a while and you have to wear a hoodie. And at that point you would like your chain to still be on the outside of your clothing. Then I would recommend getting a pendant, okay? Because even a heavier one, guys, a 24 inch, and I'm going to tell you because I know from experience, this is a 22 inch, but even a 24 inch 7 millimeter or 6 millimeter rope will still come up, okay? Not as bad, but it's still going to come up. And especially with this, it's not going to lay like this. You know, a 24 inch would lay like this on a t-shirt. It's going to lay up here because of all this. You have to account for that. That's why whenever you wear hoodies, or whenever I wear hoodies like this, 26 was always one of my favorite sizes. 25 is my favorite, but 26, it's just, 26 it looks pretty long on me now. And it's a good, guys, it's a good look. I know Will, you know, I know he wears really long chains and looks good on him. So much love to you guys that do that. don't want a bunch to like to switch in and out of, and that's why I kind of whittled it down to those few. And now it's just like, I think even, like I said, even if I had that baby curb, I wouldn't have no problem. And this baby curb's a little heavy for this, so it doesn't quite have the V, it does that. But I'd wear it because I would wear my baby curb. Let's just pull it out all the time. This is a 3.5, so we're talking about smaller chains anyways. This isn't a thick one. That's a 3.5, guys. And that's, this is my favorite chain, but this is 22 inches. So see, if I wear this by itself throughout the day, bending down and stuff, it's gonna come back up and it's gonna get tucked. And then sometimes it may be like this, if you're okay with that, be okay with it. At the end of the day, I don't mind going like that real quick every few moments, because if I'm working and stuff, let it get all tossed around and crap. When I'm done, no harm, no foul, right? So if I want to wear this all the time, which I will, and I absolutely love it, guys, say, I feel like a pendant, I can take this off, and because it's a thinner chain, 3.5, I can put a mini size or I can put a standard on here. And chains are going to weigh different. That heavy cable link weighs 13 grams. This one weighs 30. All right. So everything, they're both 22 karat. So it has nothing to do with the gold. It's just what kind of chain are you rocking? A flat curb is going to weigh a lot less than a Cuban. It's just, it's the way it is. But no, this is my favorite chain, hands down, that I've ever owned. There's, 7mm baby curbs and stuff like, yes, but I'm talking about just throw one on and just wear it, and you have one chain for the rest of your life, and this is it. Because I don't have any stress with it. I love it. And again, guys, if I wanted to put a pendant on it, because it weighs 30 grams, I could put that standard. So I could put some up to 20 grams on there. That's a large pendant. And so, yeah, I absolutely love that. But let me get back on that one, because again, I wanted to show you, when I did the video on it, it was the thinner chains. It's really the intent of showing you one of the thinner chains, one of the thinnest chains I think you can get away with solitaire, and that's a 2mm heavy cable, or like a 2mm or 2.5mm rope, guys. If you're getting them diamond cuts, you know what happens, okay? The machine be whacking. So there's that. But again, so if you don't mind, if you wear a thin chain and this look is okay with you, that no one knows you have it on. And then another thing, guys, I don't have a shirt on under this one today, but if you wear a shirt under here and you kind of stretch this out and you have a smaller chain or a smaller length chain, then you can really still see it underneath your hoodie right in this area. And it's great. But again, I just want to close on this right here, because again, this is a 2mm. But now that you've seen it now that you saw the solitaire 3.5, it's just something you can live with, guys. Because at first we were just saying, a 2mm is big enough, it's going to be fine. And, until you have something to compare it to, virgins. I'm just like, but, you're looking at it, you're like, oh man, that looks pretty good. But then he pulls out a 3.5mm and it's like, oh, well, that's the presence that I really wanted, not that. So you really kind of need to know what you want. If I was getting a chain and I could only afford one and this was available and stuff like that, yeah, I would wear it. I'd pick it up. I'd be happy with it. I'd be proud of it. I'd throw it on. It would look good with t-shirts. It would look good with button-ups. It'll look good with polo. It looks good like this when it stays out. So again, sitting here, if you guys have a desk job or you're just chilling, maybe it does that. You see how it will kind of do that kind of stuff as you lean forward and things. If that doesn't bother you guys, say like me even, if I'm sitting here and I see I got a customer, some people fix their hair before they get out of the car, right? Fix your chain. If you can get that pendant, get a pendant on it. And I'm gonna count that as a solitaire, even though I know it's not really a solitaire because they're talking about solo. But I love this look, guys. And so this is one of the things about this. Yes, the round and the flat chains, they do tangle. They tangle when you have pendants on them. They tangle when they're just chilling together with no pendants. It's one of those things, like I just said, if you fix it, it's okay. Because the 3.5mm, I do love it. I've thought before, man, what if it was a 4, would it be perfect? But then it's like, well, it is a little bit thicker, and I think that 3.5 millimeter just looks perfect. However, if I throw these two together, when you put two chains at the same length, it sometimes can look like a bigger chain. However, I like it when you put in different chains because you're gonna get the light reflecting off of the heavy link going up and down like that. And then you're gonna have the baby curb with it, shining on the flat sides. So, I mean, and guys, it's all about building on. So, I mean, if you go out and you spend $10,000 on a chain or $5,000 on a chain and you don't like it, or if you go out and you even spend, a couple grand, 1,500. The thing is, if you spend 5,000 on a chain and don't like it, but if you spend, $2 grand, $1,000, buy a pendant, maybe you're in it total for $3 grand, maybe you can come back and buy another chain soon and 2-chain it if you want to, if that's the look that you want. Even solo, right? We were talking about the solo looks. This is what I tell you that I wear. Now, you guys know I like the 2 chains. I had been doing it with a Figaro, but I really like this smaller chain here. I thought about getting it shortened just a little bit so that it would hopefully lay on the inside at all times. Not much like that, but just right on top. See, like actually touching. So I don't know if doing that would actually ruin the necklace or not, but I think that looks absolutely great. I like that look. But again, guys, I'm just gonna leave it alone. I love that look. So there's the two, there's a 3.5 and a 2 millimeter paired together, heavy cable link. The other thing with a baby curb. They do not have 22 karat baby curbs except on really Saints Gold. It's the only place that I've been able to find them out of the, Hawaii rope chains and Jacoje. So, well, this is it. And this is what I'm rocking today. I'm gonna wear this. Some would say it's stacking Saturday, and that's what I'm doing. So much love to you guys. I will do the video with just a black t-shirt or a t-shirt on. That way you guys can really see how this thing lays as a true solitaire with just the t-shirt. So, because if you guys are just always wearing t-shirts, maybe you're wearing low-cut wife beaters, whatever. I don't know your lifestyle, but that would be better. And then also if you guys are smaller or skinnier or anything like that, this guy's gonna look bigger, or at least the same size as it does on here, because it will look bigger on camera. But it's 1:41, got about 3 hours to go in the work day, guys. I hope it goes by super quick. If you're working today, no matter when you're watching this, I hope you have a great work day. I hope you have a great week. If this is the end of the week, I hope you had a great week, and so on and so on. Got football coming on tomorrow. It is Thanksgiving next week. November 27th will be Thanksgiving, so we got 5 days away from that. I hope you guys are able to have a great day, spend time with your family. Cowboys play Kansas City that day. What do you guys think of that? So much love to you all. I will get that other video loaded. Most likely it will be probably a few days from now. Tomorrow, Sunday, we're closed. Monday, I have an appointment. So we'll just kind of see where we go from there, all right? But I wanted to do this in case anybody was thinking of a thinner chain, because usually, guys, people get opinions and they ask their friends and family and they get answers they don't want. And then you go to the internet to look up and find the answers you want to hear. Like, oh yeah, I would love to have a small chain, or oh yeah. It's a great chain, it's a good chain, but it depends on what you want. If you're dead set on marrying a blonde, don't marry a brunette. It probably gonna bug you for the rest of your life, and it'd probably bother the hell out of her too. So why don't you, find what you want? That's the thing. If you're like, man, that's what I want. I just want a little bit of gold. I just want a chain, something that was versatile, where, I have a chain on, always, then maybe I can put a pendant on it. Maybe I can buy 2 of the same chains and pair them, or maybe I'm gonna get this and a rope, because whatever, the world is your oyster, right? So much love to you guys. I hope everyone stays safe. KU is getting their face kicked in. It's like 24-13 or something by Iowa State. And football, so that's not cool. Basketball, same kind of deal. I'm not sure what's going on. Losing to North Carolina and Duke. I know they're power schools, but, and one of KU's major players is out, but guys, it just, I don't know. It's been a few years since the Jayhawks look like the Jayhawks that I know. So anyways, much love to you guys. Stay blessed.